Hey everybody, welcome, welcome to Hidden Horror. Thank you for spending this time with me. I appreciate that. Let's get started. Hey everybody, good evening and welcome to Hidden Horror. How are you guys this evening for a Thursday? I'm doing good. I'm here tonight. I'm bringing you a new case where a man out of Florida threatened to harm President Donald Trump. So let's get right into it, okay? This article is coming from CBS12.com. It's dated March 5th, 2025. It's titled Authorities Release 911 Calls Involving Threats Against President Trump. The author is Al Pifley. A Florida man is under arrest after being accused of making multiple threats to take the life of President Donald Trump. The details of this unusual case are spelled out in a Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office arrest report. So I want to share my screen so I can show you a picture. Okay, let's enlarge it. Sheriff's detectives were able to arrest him before he was able to carry out his threats against President Trump. Justin Blaxton, 34, said little when he made his first appearance in court Wednesday, but sheriff's detectives say Blaxton had plenty to say when he called 911 threatening President Donald Trump. In quotations, I want Donald Trump at my house. Tomorrow's his last day on planet Earth, Blaxton said in a 911 call. Excuse me. According to PBSO, Blaxton made multiple 911 calls on February 26, which prompted deputies to drive to his Loxahatchee home. Tell the FBI that I'm a mass murderer, Blaxton said in another 911 call. I need a ride to the airport to be taken to the White House to assassinate the president, Blaxton said in one of the calls to 911. Deputies say when they arrived at Blaxton's home, he was nowhere to be found, but the next day they were able to arrest him on several charges, including making threats to discharge a destructive device. I'm about to launch the missiles to destroy New York. I'm a Confederate soldier and I'm looking to get revenge. My missiles are attracted to Donald Trump's tower, Blaxton allegedly said during another 911 call. I think that's probably the idle rant of somebody who's mentally deranged, said Jason Russell, a former U.S. Secret Service agent. Russell spent over 10 years with the U.S. Secret Service and worked security details for President George Bush and Barack Obama. He is the founder and president of Secure Environment Consultants, a security consulting firm. Every threat is going to get some level of attention. What really normally happens, though, is you're looking at not necessarily the words that were said, but a lot of the behaviors that might surround those words, Russell said. Russell says when someone makes a threat against a president, authorities will also look at other things, So you might not be looking at any weapon ownership, the ability for somebody to travel. Is there any evidence that they've showed up at maybe campaign events or anything like that? A good percentage of the people that make threats have some level of mental illness or they're experiencing some type of mental breakdown, he explained. Russell says if you have a president such as Donald Trump who has stirred up controversy, that can result in more threats. Whenever you have someone who may be a little bit more controversial or something that we haven't seen before, you're going to see that increase in threats. Obviously, just the nature of the political landscape now is increasing the number of threats, Russell said. Blaxton is charged with making a threat to throw, place, project, or discharge a destructive device, making a false report of a bomb explosion, and making false 911 calls. His bond is set at $35,000 and he has a hearing in mental health court on April 16th. So they have a short video. It's under 3 minutes. So I'm going to share my screen so we can watch the short video. So I have the video ready to go. Let me try to enlarge it. Okay.
New details tonight into an alarming arrest in our area. A local man accused of making multiple threats on the president's life.
And now, for the first time, we're getting a chance to hear the 911 calls of the suspect making those threats.
CBS 12's Al Pefley joins us live outside the Palm Beach County Jail with the details. Al?
Liz, the details of this unusual case are spelled out in this PBSO arrest report. Sheriff detectives say they were able to arrest this guy before he was able to carry out any of his alleged threats against President Trump.
Are you Justin Blaxton, sir? Yes, sir. Okay, thank you.
34-year-old Justin Blaxton said little when he made his first appearance in court Wednesday. But sheriff's detectives say Blaxton had plenty to say when he called 911 threatening President Donald Trump.
I want Donald Trump in my house as tomorrow's the last day on planet Earth.
According to PBSO, Blaxton made multiple 911 calls on February 26th, which prompted deputies to drive to his Loxahatchee home.
Tell the FBI that I'm a mass murderer. I need a ride to the airport to be taken to Trump Tower, to the White House, so I can assassinate the president.
Deputies say when they arrived, he was nowhere to be found. But the next day, they were able to arrest him on several charges, including making threats to discharge a destructive device.
I'm about to launch the missiles and to destroy New York. I'm a Confederate soldier, and I'm getting revenge. My missiles are attracted to Donald Trump's tower.
We spoke with Jason Russell, a former Secret Service agent. He worked security details for President Bush and President Obama.
Every threat is going to get some level of attention. What really normally happens, though, is you're looking at not necessarily the words that were said, but a lot of the behaviors that might surround those words.
Russell says when someone makes a threat against a president, authorities would also look at other things.
So you might be looking at any weapon ownership, the ability for somebody to travel. Is there any evidence that they've showed up at maybe campaign events or anything like that? A good percentage of the people that make threats have some level of mental illness or they're experiencing some type of mental breakdown.
Russell says if you have a president such as Donald Trump who has stirred up controversy, that can result in more threats.
So whenever, you have somebody who's maybe a little bit more controversial or something that we haven't seen before, you're going to see that increase in threats. Obviously, just the nature of the political landscape right now is increasing the number of threats.
And a judge has set Blaxton's bond at $35,000. He has a hearing coming up in mental health court April 16th. Live near West Palm Beach, Al Pefley, CBS 12 News.
Okay, so I want to go over a second article This is just going to talk about a little bit more about Justin Blaxton so we can find out a little bit more information about him. This article is on the Times of India. It's timesofindia.indiatimes.com. The article is dated March 6, 2025. And it's titled, Who is Justin Blaxton? Florida man who allegedly threatened to kill Trump called 911 saying tomorrow's his last day on earth. A Florida man claiming to be a Confederate soldier seeking revenge has been arrested after allegedly threatening to assassinate Donald Trump and launch effing missiles to destroy New York City. Justin Blaxton, 34, of Lakahatchee, made a series of disturbing 911 calls on February 25th, demanding a ride to Washington, D.C., so he could kill the former president. In his rants, he claimed his missiles were attracted to Donald Trump's tower and warned that tomorrow is his last day on planet Earth. He also ordered police to tell the FBI, I'm a mass murderer. When officers arrived at his home that night, Blaxton was nowhere to be found. However, he was arrested the next day before he could act on any of his threats. He now faces multiple charges, including threats to discharge a destructive device, false reports of an explosive, and making false 911 calls. His bond is set at $25,000, and he is scheduled to appear in mental health court on April 16th. Blaxton has a history of mental health related encounters with police, raising questions about how serious his threats were. However, his arrest comes at a time when attempts on Trump's life are becoming increasingly frequent. In September, Ryan Wesley Roof was caught with a rifle near Mar-a-Lago, allegedly waiting for Trump to pass by while playing golf. In July, Matthew Crooks came even closer, grazing Trump's ear with a bullet during a Pennsylvania rally. These repeated threats have sparked concerns over the effectiveness of Trump's security, especially after the failed assassination attempt at the Butler rally led to the resignation of Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheeto. So, unfortunately, we do have people out there that's going to make threats. Thankfully, they were able to arrest him before any violence happened. And we want to be just making things clear that you can disagree. You can disagree with anyone's political views, their thoughts, their opinions, but you cannot threaten them. You cannot cause any harm to them. So, I just wanted to bring you that information about a new threat to President Trump. I want to thank you for spending this time with me. I really, really appreciate it. I want you to remember, stay smart, stay safe, stay savvy, and be well, all my friends. Good night, everybody. Bye.